Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your JAYFLIGHT 174 BH STX edition. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things taken into consideration when parking. On your campsite, I want you to leave plenty of room for this awning to come in and out. On our off campsite, no slide to worry about, so I just want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Power is going to plug in just above your tire, and your water connection is going to be almost at the rear of the unit on your off camp or driver's side of the unit. Once you arrive and unhook our hitch, first thing we're going to do is level our unit. When it comes to the power tongue jack, night docking light, should you arrive at night, simply retract to lower, extend to raise. Once you got your unit level, we will go ahead and stabilize it. Now, should you lose power, underneath this rubber stopper here, this silver hand crank, actually both of them, they're both 3/4. We'll crank on there. If you lose power, you can get this up and down without power. Speaking of power, check your battery post every now and then, make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. Again, once we got our unit level, next thing we're gonna do is stabilize it. 3/4 inch hand crank here. They come down pretty quick, no need for a drill gun or impact driver. What I'm going to recommend is some stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. It'll better distribute the weight. Get a 4-pack of those from the store, put them down underneath these pads or feet, and run these down just until you've got some resistance. Once it feels like it's starting to lift the unit, stop. Remember, our unit's already level. All we're trying to do is stabilize it. Go around, get all 4 of them down. Got our unit level and stable. Now we can hook up our power and water. Big long 30 amp cord. Plugs in here on the side. So you see they come in at about 11 o'clock and then turn it to noon and then put on your little black washer here. That'll keep that locked on there for you. Now at the end of that 30 amp service, should you need to plug into a 110 somewhere, there's a 30 to 15 amp reducer that comes with your convenience pack. Got your power hooked up, let's hook up our water. At campsites, we're going to hook up to a city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting lines in your unit. You don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so always use this. Hook up your water pressure regulator, hook up your hose to the city connection. Don't turn it on yet. One more step. Just right here's your hot water heater. Now we're doing at this point, make sure our drain plug's back in there. Get that in there nice and snug and tight. Once that's in there, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now after that hose has been on for a few minutes, once you go inside, open up all of your water taps. Get all the air flowing out of the lines, get a nice steady flow of water going through them all, then shut them off, and you're all set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water at a campsite. We're going to go dry camping, boondocking we like to call it. In that case, we're going to fill up our fresh water tank. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply use a hose to gravity fill it. 2 ways to tell it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, or 2 on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Don't leave this unattended while you're filling it. Once it's full, put your cap back on, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on your water pump and hook it to the city water. That's already pressurized. Alright, so we're all set to camp with power and water. Let's go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit, continuing here on the off camp side. I mentioned our fresh water. Underneath there is going to be our freshwater drain. Again, our power here. City water connection. Our hot water heater. There's your plug in your cable at the campsite. Black and gray dumps. We'll talk about those when leaving the campsite. Spare tire cover, recommend keeping that on there. Prevents from dry rot. You're also prepped for a backup camera. Device you can purchase from our store. One part sits on your dash your tow vehicle, another part attaches to this, giving you a backup camera on the unit. On our awning, we've got a pitch control. If it's raining and you want all the rainwater to come this way, simply pull down on that. Get it close to straight, bringing it back in. It'll adjust itself when closing. Our main low point drain over on this side. We got a couple of outdoor speakers, a vent for our microwave, flue for your furnace. A couple things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you're running your furnace, steer clear of it. It does get hot. And three, they do sell bug guards that you can put over those. Also got a 110 out here. Pitch control on the other end of your awning. Pass through storage here. Your propane, simply lefty-loosey to open. There's your regulator for it. Again, check your battery post now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose. Well, covers everything out here. Let's take a look on the inside. Alright, coming up inside the unit, you notice your door is at 45 degrees, not all the way open, otherwise your awning wouldn't be able to open or close. Coming up inside your unit, first thing I like to point out is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camped with you knows where the fire extinguisher is in case of an emergency. Coming to our left, all the way up top, is our awning control. On your awning, you're only going to want to run that out until you see that white flap. And you can see the brown bar. If you hold that button down, that will continue to run itself out and start to run itself up backwards. So keep an eye on it when you're running it in or out. Also remember to keep this door at 45 degrees. If you have it more than that, your awning will catch on it. As our awning comes in, I'll mention down here is our control panel where we can check our battery, fresh, black, and gray tanks, as well as turning on our water pump. Turning on our water heater if hooked to gas. Our water heater if hooked to electric, it does make a difference. Here's the buttons you see for those. That's the new battery. Fresh water, that's the one I said to hold down when you're filling your potable water. Another thing I'll tell you about these slam lock doors, they work best when gently slammed. If you put a TV in here, you can go 110 or 12 volt. Just make sure you have this digital channel scanner or digital channel enhancer. It's like an antenna on. Coming up top here, we've got your microwave, light and fan above your cooktop, your glass top. Nice little backsplash. Simply turn these to high. You will have to hit that with a spark. That'll light those up. This is your heat duct. On your fridge, these door codes, we'll turn it on over here to the left. So whatever is white is what we're controlling. For example, this is the freezer. This would be the fridge. So freezer, we got at 5. Switch to fridge, we got at 3. That's fine. You can change it by going up or down here. And then this last one is just a night mode. It's telling the fridge, hey, I'm not going to be opening and closing you as much. Please save me some energy. Somehow it does. In the hallway here, our thermostat. Crank that up. Get the heat to kick on. Come back here, shut that off. You'll see that heat generally will take a couple minutes before the fan actually shuts off. Individual lighting up in these. In our bathroom, just want to mention you do have a hand open vent there. The lighting is one touch. Into our living room up here to the left. Sound system, see if I can pick up any channels here. There we go. So volume indoors, shut off indoors. You hear them outdoors. AM, FM, Bluetooth, nice sound system. RV Technologies. More one-touch lighting here. Your table will remove. Simply lift it up off the lip in the back first, then fold your leg up under. Put them on these lips here. Put a couple back cushions. That gives you a small little sleeping area for maybe a child. Our AC's in the ceiling. Just crank that up and over. We've got quick dumps on the ends. We'll open up and blast the air down. Same thing here in the front. Higher, colder, or off. Smoke alarm here. Underneath the bed is access to all of your storage, as well as your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Reason I mentioned that's 12 volt, that's always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping, nothing plugged in anywhere charging your batteries, it's going to be gone for the day. Disconnect one of your battery posts to keep this from running your battery down while you're gone. And lastly, this is where your wire for solar. This is a template just telling the text where all that's at if you ever decide to get this thing completely wired for solar. And well, it covers everything in here. Emergency exit window. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. First thing I like to do is I'll start in my bathroom, shut my lights off, and work my way forward. Especially any that I'll come here and shut off my control panel lights. And then I can look through and see any accent lights that need to be shut off. So I've got all my accent lighting off. We can exit the unit. Before you leave the campsite, and I say that in case we want to leave this door open to go inside and watch where you're dumping your tanks, we're going to lock, deadbolt, lift and turn that handle. That's how you want your door for travel. Fold our steps up underneath, two fold. If we are out dry camping, I'm going to come over just below our freshwater tank and drain our fresh water. Bring up our stabilizing jacks, hook up our hitch and head on home or to the nearest dump station, whatever you're in need of. If we're at a campsite, we're going to unhook our water, our cable, our power, bring up our stabilizing jacks and head on up to the dump station. And at the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump's going to be on the rear corner on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up, pull your black handle over here. Once it sounds like that's no longer draining, go inside and make sure it's empty. If it is, come back out here, close your black handle, and pull your gray handle. Now that's going to be cleaner water, your sinks, your showers. Usually while my grays are draining, I'll come over and dump my low point drains. Dump all the water out of those. If we are done camping for the season, or it's going to be a while before we do, you don't want to leave stagnant water in your hot water heater. It'll lift up on this pressure release valve. Now be careful, there'll be hot water coming out of there. When that's done, flick that back down, otherwise your door won't close. And then you can pull your drain plug down there for residual water. When your gray is done, close that gray, remove your hose, and conveniently and sanitarily store your sewage hose right here in your bumper. Hook up your hitch and head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this JAYFLIGHT for many years to come. Happy camping.